be sharing what I've learned from doing 30 days of yoga. The program that I did is called Breath, and it's on the YouTube channel Yoga with Adriene, which is a really popular yoga channel now, so you probably already know all about it and might even be doing some videos on the Yoga with Adriene channel as well. I have lots to share after my 30-day program, so grab a cup of tea and join me while I share my thoughts. I was a bit hesitant about starting this program. I don't really like committing to 30-day challenges because I worry that I won't finish or that it might limit my freedom in the month. And I guess the biggest question that I had was, is there any point in starting something if I'm not going to be able to finish? The answer is, before I go into that, I'm going to talk about 5 things I learned that will help me answer that question. The first thing is, embrace the excitement of starting. Starting anything is exciting. I feel enthusiastic every time I start something. Even when I'm making videos, I'm really excited when I'm researching ideas and writing up my thoughts about what I want to share in the video. And then it comes to the next stage when it's time to film and edit, and I start to slow down a bit. And what I would love to do is actually just get started on the next video again and have that starter excitement and research everything and write everything down. But if I kept doing that, then I wouldn't have any videos to share with you, and I wouldn't have this YouTube channel, and I wouldn't have met any of you in the process. So while finishing is quite important, I think we can still make the most of this new start excitement. It was the same when I started this yoga program. I was really excited and I felt like it was making such a difference. And I remember telling my husband that it's making my mind feel really good before bed and my body feel really good the next day. So of course I'm going to continue doing it. Is it that simple? Maybe not. Some of you might be optimists and think, yeah, I'm so excited at the beginning, of course I'm going to finish. Others, like me, might be skeptics and think, I am excited because it's the beginning, but how long will this last? Well, what I learned is to just not put myself off like that. Throw out that self-criticism and bring in the self-compassion and just embrace your excitement. You're excited about it, keep it going. There will be harder times throughout the month when it's harder to stick to, but if you don't let yourself have the excitement when you start, then you don't have a chance at all. So embrace that new starter excitement and do the things that make you feel even more excited. If it helps to share it with others, share it on Instagram, put it in your stories, talk about the fact that you're doing it, and tell your friends and family if you want. If you prefer quiet enjoyment, then you can quietly feel your excitement. Be excited about waking up to do it in the morning, talk to your loved ones about it, whatever works for you. The important thing is, don't put yourself off as soon as you start. The second thing is the mental and physical benefits. I was reminded of how good it feels on my body to do some yoga, and as the days went on, I definitely felt my core and my upper body strength really improving. I wasn't doing any extra weight training at the time or any other exercise, so it made quite a big difference to my strength and my balance and my flexibility, even just in the 30 days. I started to get used to lifting myself from my center and using my core, keeping it strong and opening up the heart space in everything that I do. Even when I just sit around, it creeps in your daily life and you remember to do those things. So it was really improving my posture throughout the day as well. The mental benefits were amazing. I know I always loved this about yoga, but I think I forgot because I had a bit of a break and I was only doing it ad hoc whenever I felt like it. But doing it every day during this program, I really noticed the ability to stay present. It was really improving every day. At first, I would be quite distracted during the yoga sessions, and then as each day went on, I felt that I was being more and more present and mindful during the session and outside of it. And I started applying it to my nighttime routine, and it really started helping me fall asleep quickly. And I just felt that I was learning to control my breath and use my breath in daily life a lot more and a lot more skillfully. Taking out 20 to 30 minutes every day to really slow down and do the yoga session really helped create a sense of calm around me. It was close to the new year when I was doing it, and there was a lot of unrest on social media, and people were feeling a bit anxious because the pandemic was still going strong, and we all have these goals in the new year and we feel pressurized and feel like we're not doing enough. But I kind of felt detached from all of that, even though I was seeing it all around me and on social media and hearing about it through loved ones. I felt like I was in my own happy little bubble, and that made me more able to share my positivity with others as well. So it was really nice having that, and I think it was hugely linked to the 30-day yoga program that I was doing, creating that sense of calm and peace around me. The third thing I learned was that in anything I do, I need to have a plan for how I'm going to do it during harder times. You can be excited and have the best intentions to start with, but there are going to be harder times, and it's not always going to be easy to stick to something that you set out to do. I know what happens in my life. I can end up with 2 sick children at home while having challenging deadlines to stay on top of, and I really won't feel like doing anything else, and my physical exercise and health get sacrificed at those times. The thing that really helped me was having a routine. Having a plan for the harder times can really help, thinking about what you can do on those harder, more challenging days. For me, having a routine is what helped me get through those days. As I worked through the program, I learned that it wasn't like other things in my life. Usually, I have to do the important things that I need to get done first thing in the morning as soon as I wake up, and by the evening I'm exhausted and I don't want to do anything. But with this yoga program, I was quite happy to do it in the evening, so I embraced that and made that into a routine. I knew that I'd be free at about 9, definitely by 9 o'clock every evening. My kids would be in bed and I'd be done with all of the jobs that I need to do. Yoga is such a relaxing activity, there's no harm in doing it at night. Unlike the other things I do in a day, which would negatively impact my sleep because they would wake me up too much if I did them in the evening. So it worked out to be quite a good routine doing yoga in the evening before going to bed. And that's what really helped me during the challenging days when I had a lot on, because I could get through everything I needed to get through in the day, get everything done, and still show up to do my yoga session in the evening. You need to build trust in yourself to be able to do it. Once you see that you have this routine and you show up for it every single day, you build this positive cycle of trust, and you know that you will do the thing that you said you will do. And that trust is probably the most important thing for being able to stick to something. So I think that's what really helped, having this daily routine and building this trust in myself, the trust that I would do it. The fourth thing I learned is how important it is to build a habit of finishing things. It's so important to show up every day when you say you're going to show up every day, to prove to yourself that you are going to do something even when it gets challenging. You really start to believe that you can finish things that you started, and that's really empowering. Yes, that means show up day in, day out, even when you don't feel like doing it. But it also means being flexible as well. Sometimes being too rigid can really hinder your ability to finish something. So I kind of formed this balance in my mind where I thought I'll stick to the program 99% of the time. I'll show up every day, even when I don't feel like it, and I won't let tiredness or laziness get in the way. But if I miss a day, I'm not going to give myself a hard time about it. I'll just carry on. And I did miss days. I think it was the month I had my first sponsorship deal here on my YouTube channel, and when you have a sponsorship deal, you have to submit your videos to the sponsor by a certain date, and it's a contractual deadline. I was working on my video that week, and I think I had 2 days left before the deadline before I realized that the video was taking a lot longer than I expected, and if I didn't continue working on it all day on both of those days, then I would miss the deadline. So I missed my yoga on those 2 days, and I didn't even give it a single thought. After those 2 days were over, I went straight back on the program and picked up where I left off. And it was fine. It didn't put me off because I didn't make a big deal out of it. So I think I did the program in 38 days instead of 30 days if I take into account the missed days that I had in the month. And you know what? It doesn't even matter. My mind and my body still felt really good, and I still felt the feeling of finishing, and I still believe that I can finish things. Number 5 is some days don't feel good and you think you've wasted your time, but you haven't. Over the first couple of weeks, I wrote some notes on how I was feeling during the program, and I noticed on a few of the days I said that it didn't feel very good. My mind wasn't there, and it felt a bit forced on some of the days because I didn't want to do it. And on those days I wrote, maybe it's a waste of time doing it because I'm not fully there and I'm forcing it. Maybe I should stop. I started having doubts and thinking things like maybe it's interrupting with other things that I could be doing at that time, and it's interfering with my sleep because I'm doing it quite late in the evening. On those days, I would question whether it was even benefiting me. It was. It was benefiting my mind, it was benefiting my ability to stay focused and be present, and it was all improving over time after pushing through those forced days. So it was definitely worth doing it. Usually when we have these doubts, we're talking ourselves out of doing something because our fears or our laziness is trying to talk us out of it. So those are the times to keep going and stick to it. Those are the times where you see that you can stick to things and you won't talk yourself out of it. That mindset increases your chances of being able to stick to anything or achieve anything that's important to you, instead of just leaving things halfway, things that are good for you, just because you don't feel like it. So finally, the question that we started with, is it worth starting something if you might not finish? The answer is yes, it's always worth starting. You have no idea what it could lead to. You might finish and you give yourself the chance to finish, whatever finishing means to you, and you give yourself the opportunity to learn how to finish and build that strong mindset that will help you achieve anything in your life. Starting gives you the opportunity to try new things, learn how to stick to things, experience mental and physical benefits along the way, and build some trust in yourself to show yourself that you can finish things. You'll never give yourself the opportunity to experience the finisher mindset if you never let yourself start in the first place. If you're interested in doing the yoga program that I did, I'll link the playlist in the description box below. It will also take you to the Yoga with Adriene channel, where there's loads of yoga videos, and she has a monthly calendar with a yoga video for each day in a playlist that you can follow, which is what I'm doing at the moment. I hope you enjoyed this video and hearing my thoughts about completing the program. You know me, I think there's a lesson in everything that we do, and everything can be applied to other areas of our lives. So subscribe and stay tuned for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.